Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Marana Chamber podcast. I'm Audra Winters, and I'm your host for today's podcast. Thank you for joining us. Our podcasts feature Marana Chamber members, business owners, sharing information about their business, what makes them successful, and what they have learned. They will also be sharing tips to help you with your business life and your everyday life. We hope that you find these podcasts helpful and entertaining, and that you will let others know about them. Our podcasts are being recorded and edited by Anstar Production Group. I would now like to welcome our first guest to the show, Joanne Westerman with Firehouse Subs. Welcome, Joanne.
Hi, Audra. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. You were one of the first people that I met coming into town. It's one of the first committee meetings that I was involved with. I got to meet you and come to your restaurant.
Right, that's right.
So
we met at Firehouse Subs.
Yeah. So.
That was a fun day. I was very, very happy to welcome you on board. Sad to see Ed leave, of course.
Yes.
We all have always missed Ed Stolmaker, but yeah, it's great to meet you then.
So tell me a little bit about yourself so our listeners can kind of get to know who Joanne is.
Sure. I have been a chamber member for many, many years, and prior to Firehouse Subs, I was a member as a banker. I was a banker here in town with M&I Bank, who got sold to BMO Harris Bank, and luckily both banks have been very supportive of the Marana Chamber. I've worked with the Chamber in a number of capacities. I'm a retired banker after about 40 years, so most of my career has been in banking, and owning a restaurant is kind of the antithesis of being a banker. Most bankers will say no to owning a restaurant, but I jumped right in, and here we are. It's a good thing. And I've owned Firehouse for about 9 years now. We're celebrating this month, our 9-year anniversary at the Marana location.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, congratulations. I didn't realize it was this month.
I know. So I had to stop and think, but yeah, yeah.
No, you'd been a member for a long time, so 9 years.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a milestone in itself.
It is, yeah.
Well, and especially when it comes to, the restaurant business, when anybody's in food, I mean, you can think that's one of the biggest challenges when you want to own a business.
Yep.
So why did you choose Firehouse Subs?
My husband was working at Raytheon. He also has about 38 years in the aerospace industry, and he was getting ready to retire from that industry, but not quite ready to quit working. And so he started researching businesses to own. And of course, being a banker, I had a lot of ideas, but him being an engineer had his own ideas. And so he did a lot of research, and he stumbled upon Firehouse Subs, who was brand new to Arizona at that time. And this is going back about 12 years now. And he really liked what he found online. He researched franchises, and Firehouse had the best franchisee satisfaction rating of any industry, not even just restaurant industry. So he was very impressed by the Public Safety Foundation, which allows us to give money back directly to first responders in our community, and saw that they had a big commitment to community. And so, upon further research, we just both really fell in love with the brand and decided that it would be a good venture for us, and that we would really enjoy doing it, and that we could make a go of it. And so far, so good. I mean, it's been great. It's been really great.
So Firehouse Subs is a national...
It is. We are a franchise. It's a national brand, headquartered out of Jacksonville, Florida. It was actually founded by 2 firefighter brothers, and their dad was a fire captain. In fact, our hot sauce is called Captain Sorensen Hot Sauce, and
cool.
Chris and Robin Sorensen are our founders, and it's a great family business. Their whole family works in the business now.
Still, okay.
And because of their commitment to community service and being first responders themselves, our Public Safety Foundation is a huge, huge contributor to our local community. And we've given money to just about every first responding agency in the Tucson area.
So the money does stay here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Money absolutely stays here. We've probably there's a third restaurant, we own 2, and then there's a third one with another franchisee. And I would say the 3 of us have probably given close to $200,000 in the local community. Okay. Marana PD, Northwest Fire, just everywhere. Tucson Fire, Tucson PD. So we're very proud of that. And that's one of the reasons we stuck with the brand and really got involved with Firehouse, is because of that, the foundation.
Yeah.
It does good stuff.
So you are located off of Orange Grove and River.
That's our Marana location, yep.
Yes. So that is on the...
We're on the southeast corner.
Southeast corner.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then where's your other location?
We have one at Oracle and Wetmore. across the street from the Tucson Mall on the southwest corner of Oracle and Wetmore. Yep. And then there's a third location at Spectrum Center at Irvington and I-19. And that's another franchisee.
Okay. So there's only 3 in
Tucson right now. Now it is an expanding market, so we're very excited to look forward to new restaurants being opened in Tucson, Oro Valley, maybe more in Marana. Yeah, it's definitely an emerging market for us.
Well, we like our Firehouse Subs in Marana. So
That's right. Absolutely.
If we can get one on the more north of Marana,
That's
that would be great.
That would be nice.
But going to Orange Grove is not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's really convenient.
Well, and
you
a
can
lot
go to
of people-
Sprouts and all that.
Exactly. A lot of people don't realize that is Marana because it's right on the south end of Marana there. In fact, just across a parking lot from us, it becomes the Tucson city limits. And when I say we have a restaurant in Marana, people think they're thinking of up on Senderio or the Marana exit. And no, we're right there, right just south of Costco.
Yeah. So it is.
It's a great
It
location.
is Marana.
Yep,
So,
definitely
okay.
Marana. Yep.
So what is your favorite sub?
Oh my gosh, there's so many that are good. The brisket is one of our most popular. My personal favorite, I think, really though, is our Italian. If you like a good Italian grinder, it's the best. Really, really good.
You guys also make really good cookies too.
Well, our cookies are world famous, and our chili is really world famous. And we've won several chili cook-off contests, including the Marana
really?
one. Yep.
Okay.
The one that Marana's had a couple of times that we've won every time, and we beat out Northwest Fire for our chili. So
wow!
thank you for that. Yes, we have the trophies to prove it.
Nice.
So, yeah, we have really good food. It's amazing, and I'm not a foodie, but I will tell you our food is good, and we get rave reviews. And Marana customers are also very, very loyal. They're very, very loyal to us. They are very generous with our foundation. Every sub we sell, a portion of that goes into the foundation, allows us to give more money back to the local community. So we're very grateful for Marana customers, and it's really a wonderful place to own a business.
Good.
It really is.
What's also nice too about your subs is that they're fresh.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can tell that the lettuce was just...
Right. We slice the meat every day, fresh every day as we go. And yeah, it is nice. Our food is really, really good. The meat and cheese are steamed together. It's really different than any other sub on the market. It's very, very good. And we have 3 different sizes. So for the smaller appetite, we've got a small now. We used to just have the medium and large. And the medium was, even for me, it was almost too big for me. And so now we have a 3rd size. But our food is really hearty and flavorful. And our firefighter founder brothers
say that 4 times,
right? They very much like a big hearty sandwich, and so there's a lot of meat. And I've given somebody will order a medium, and when we serve it, they're like, "Oh no, I only wanted a medium." Well, there you are.
Oh my God, I hate to see a large.
Well, it's almost 12 inches. It's just about 12 inches for a large. So they're giant. So, but it's good. Like I say, we have a lot of repeat customers. We also do a lot of catering. And we do just a ton of catering, and that's really, really a good business for us as well. And so, yeah, we've been doing school caterings for school lunches, and
nice.
It really is good. And our sandwiches travel well, and of course, we do a lot for Marana PD and Northwest Fire, and so yeah, it's a good community to work in. I couldn't think of a better place to be than Marana.
To start a business.
Yeah.
Good. And what I always find, people are like, well, eat local, shop local, do business local. And when someone says something, like a McDonald's or a Firehouse or something like that, they're like, oh, well, they're not local. But what they don't realize, and it took me a long time to be educated too, is that, yeah, okay, they're not like local as far as, they just popped up out of the ground. But local people own it.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you brought that up. That is one of the most common myths about a franchise is they say, oh, well, they're not locally owned. Well, that's absolutely not true. Now many companies have corporate-owned stores. I get that. But I would say that 99.9% of the restaurants in this town that are national chains are locally owned. We sponsor Little League teams. We give back to the local community. We do community commitment nights for local schools. And I see these things online all the time about, don't eat at chains, support local. Well, we're doing the same things. Our kids and grandkids have braces that we're paying for too. And that's one of the local stores, they got to pay for their kids' braces. We all do. And
you're employing local people
we
too.
are employing local people. And we own the business. We pay a royalty to Firehouse to operate as Firehouse, but we own that business. We lease the building, we own the table and chairs, and we support local vendors. And so I'm really glad you brought that up, because I think that is a common misconception when people say to support local businesses. I hope everyone will support their local fast food, even if it is a national chain.
Exactly.
Because we really are a local, and we do enjoy the support of the local community, and we give a lot back to that same local community.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So do a little bit more research to make sure that, if you really want to support local, that you do the research
Right.
too.
Absolutely.
And that goes the same like when you talk about Amazon and things. Amazon, buys a lot of stuff from local people too to have on their website. So just do, just a little bit more research.
And they do support the the local economy, and as you say, employ a lot of local people.
Yeah.
So even Raytheon supports a lot of local families in this town. And so every business has its value in one way or another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you talked before we got online here that things had kind of changed. I love the term that you use, casual fast food.
Yes, we are. Yep, we are considered a fast casual restaurant. And
what does that mean?
Well, in the restaurant industry, that's kind of a little bit of a distinction between fast food. With a fast casual restaurant, the food is, of course, prepared for the customer, and then we deliver it to the customer's table. And as opposed to calling out a number or what have you. That's one of the distinctions. It's just a little bit different. And the food is not made in advance. We don't have stacks of burgers sitting, waiting for the next drive-up customer. But having said that, the interesting thing about this year has been that with COVID in 2020, we changed our policy because we used to deliver the food on a basket. And the sandwich was uncovered. It was ready to go. And with COVID, what started when we shut down for dine-in restaurant eating, and everything was takeout. And we were lucky, by the way, that we were able to stay open and deliver takeout. And that was really, really beneficial to us and hopefully to our guests as well. And we also have a pickup window at Marana that allowed people to not even have to get out of their car.
Oh, you do have a pickup window now.
We do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not a full service drive up where you order at the window. You don't speak into the clown's mouth. But we do have, if you call ahead or if you order online, you don't have to get out of your car. You can just drive right through. But anyway, with COVID, we started packaging everything to go. And so all of our sandwiches are put in a container, and it's a biodegradable container.
Thank you.
Finding, yep. When we're
I was so worried about all this trash that you were
no
creating.
styrofoam for us. In fact, we just had a corporate meeting about that, and customers love our containers because they're biodegradable and because they feel like it's a safer environment. We're not delivering a naked sandwich on a plastic tray. And so whether you're dining in or taking out, the food is delivered in the same manner. And so that has helped, I think, people feel a little better about with COVID and that sort of thing going on. So there were a lot of changes that came on with COVID. Some of the things in the dining room, we couldn't have our hot sauce, our famous hot sauce.
Oh, yeah.
We had like 30 or 40 different flavors of hot sauce in bottles. That all had to go away with COVID. So we're in the process of getting little packets of the same kind of hot sauces. So once we get those, we'll be able to deliver hot sauce back to our guests again, because we've had a lot of people wanting the hot sauce back. And we had some that were so hot, we had to keep them in the back of the house, and the customers knew to ask for them by, I need a 10 plus, please. And we'd go back and, take it out of the safe and make sure nobody burns their mouth on it. So
those packets are going to be a hot item.
Yes. They absolutely are. And they'll travel well. You can take it to go, and yeah.
Stock up in your fridge.
Absolutely, yeah. Whatever you'd like to do, for sure, yeah. So it's been fun. COVID has been an interesting life experiment for all of us, I think, and I'm really happy that so many businesses did survive it. I'm sorry that there's quite a few that didn't, but those of us who did, I think we are coming out better for it, and I think that people are starting to understand a little more about what can and cannot happen. During the worst of it, we couldn't get things. Supply chain was interrupted, and we couldn't get certain things. And people were so understanding. They'd say, "Okay, if you're out of this, I'll have this. I'll have the engineer or whatever." And people were very accommodating. That didn't happen to us, luckily, too often, and we may still see that going forward.
I was going to say, are you still seeing a supply chain?
Not right this minute,
Okay.
but we're hearing
Knock on
meat
wood.
prices. Yeah, meat prices are going up. All of our prices are going up, and just supply chain interruptions and that sort of thing. So we're not out of the woods yet by any stretch, but I think people are adapting very well to a lot of the changes, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's made us all stronger, hopefully coming out the other side.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you guys did, you're not saying that you're totally out of the woods, but I'm glad that you're still here and that
Yeah.
you're still smiling and,
Oh, yeah.
because not only is it's a great place to go and dine, but you guys are just great people too. So it's nice to see that you have come out of it too.
Well, and
So-
and yeah, thank you. We try to promote our restaurant as a fun family restaurant, and we try and hire people and remind our crew that we are a fun family restaurant, and that goes for the crew as well. And we've tried to be very, very careful about keeping everybody's spirits up. And when they did shut us down for dine-in, we did have to cut staff, but we kept all of our people that were supporting families or that had, actual bills to pay. And some of our high school students who were, just working for fun money, they were very, very happy to just cut their hours. We didn't lose anybody. We just, kind of slowed them down, and they were fine with that. And, you got a 16-year-old living at home. They don't have the same expenses as somebody who's got kids at home and that kind of thing. So our crew stayed with us, and we've got a loyal crew, and we certainly try and give back to them as much as they've given to us. So, yeah, we came through it pretty well. All things considered, it really went as well as can be expected. Of course, it's easier to say now than it was a year ago. But
Oh, I know. And you're like pulling your hair out.
Yeah.
And, every minute something is changing as far as regulations, especially because you guys are handling food and the safety was,
Of course.
was way up. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Policies were changing daily. So,
Well, and that was a little challenging when there'd be a federal policy, and then there'd be a state policy, and then there'd be a city policy, and then there'd be a county policy, and they weren't always the same. And so we went with the most stringent, whatever it was,
Yeah,
and
just to
understandably
cover
so.
yourself.
Yeah, you have to. But yeah, it would be nice if everybody was on the same page, but that's probably not going to happen in my lifetime.
we would all hope, but yeah.
Right? Yeah. But you do what you do, and we just stayed with it, and it's been really interesting. It's hard for me to believe now that it's been. I mean, we're in June of 21.
Yeah.
It's been almost a year and a half of dealing with that, and it's a lot more fun looking back at it than it was looking forward to uncertainty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So are you currently hiring at all?
Oh yes, we
Okay.
are. Yeah.
So do you go online and fill out your application?
Yeah, we
Okay.
do, and any of the major job searches online, Indeed, and a lot of those, they all filter back into us.
Okay.
And we use a program called WorkStream, but they all come from some of the bigger companies. And we're always hiring, and we hire a lot of students, and so they kind of come and go, or their schedule changes, and so. A lot of them will come back and work summers. If they've gone away to school or something, they'll come back and work with us again, and we love that. And a lot of Christmas time, they'll come back. Can I work for 2 weeks? Yes, you can.
Yes. Good.
And so we're always hiring, and it's good. We bring in a lot of fresh faces, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
Good.
we enjoy that.
So you don't go in and, because this is how old I am, where you would go in, you ask for an application, you fill it out. Do you still do that?
We do because
Okay.
I'm older than you are. So yes, we do still do that. And
I didn't know if that
I'm
was
actually
still a
more
thing.
comfortable with that than chasing them down online. I'm like, oh, I can't figure out how to make this print. But yeah, we absolutely have applications at the store, and we have general managers in each location, and they'll do a quick howdy-do to the person and see if it looks like it's something that we want to move forward in the process. So absolutely, anybody can walk into the restaurant anytime and apply, and we love that. That gives us it almost gives them an edge up, because then we can kind of see them and meet them, and it kind of accelerates the process, I think. So yeah, very
Okay.
good to do.
Good. What else about your industry that people might think that isn't true? Is there anything that you can think of that people have a perception of that?
I think the food industry is really challenging. And coming from banking, that was also challenging in its own way. And I always have said my entire career that there's two things that people get real nervous about. One is their money, and the other is their food. And, I've now been on both sides of that, and people are entrusting me to handle their money and now to handle their food. I hear horror stories all the time about restaurants and what they do, and don't ever send your steak back because they'll spit on it. Well, we don't serve steak, so that doesn't happen. But I will tell you that, I think most restaurant owners and I think our crew too, they're very responsible, and you don't have to worry about the quality of your food. We really, really go out of our way to make sure that everything is fresh and healthy. We comply with all state and local health laws and that sort of thing. But I think people can relax about eating out, and they don't have to be so afraid of any of the horror stories you hear and read about online. I think restaurants in general do a pretty good job. We certainly attempt to, and we certainly want our guests to know that we're here to serve them and to. I tell my crew, I want our guests to feel better when they left than they did when they came in.
I like
That's
that.
our goal. Yeah,
like
we
that,
want
yeah.
everybody to feel, and we say welcome to Firehouse every time somebody walks in the door, and we really do mean it.
Yeah.
Because if they don't come in, then they don't eat us. And so we really enjoy serving customers, and you have to be in this business.
Exactly.
Because it can be challenging, needless to say. And guests can be challenging, but that's okay. They have their own issues. They're frustrated, and COVID has made everybody a little
hungry?
crazy. And they're hungry. Yeah, or hangry. They're angry and hungry. That's really scary. So our job is to make them walk out feeling better than when they came in.
Yeah. And I think you guys do a great job at that.
Thank you for
So,
that. Yeah.
so good job. But yeah, no, I think, well, as someone that loves to eat, you just, you gotta.
Food's a good thing.
Food's a good thing.
Food is a good thing, yeah.
And just be patient.
Yeah.
If you're out there listening, please be patient with anybody in the food industry too.
Yes.
Because it is, there's still, some challenges that are.
Well,
are going
you're
on.
absolutely right, and we do have challenges, and we are hiring all the time, and sometimes we have new people, and sometimes our new people are a little confused if they're brand new and they're doing the best they can. So yeah, I appreciate that. To be patient. Here's another thing. I'm glad we're talking about the patience. One of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize is that third-party delivery has exploded. And by that, I mean DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats and all these third-party delivery companies that have provided a wonderful service. And during COVID, oh my gosh, everybody was doing third-party ordering. And so what happens there is the customer goes online through the DoorDash or Grubhub, whoever's website, they get our menu and they order. The order pops up for us, and so we've got a ticket in front of us, and we have a delivery time. It's going to be 15 minutes, whatever it is. So then we make it. So customer walks into the restaurant, and there's maybe one or two people in there, and our crew is dealing with 14 third-party orders. And in 4 minutes, we're going to have 2 or 3 delivery drivers come and say, yeah, I've got to pick up here for Stacy or for Audra or whoever. And we have to have that ready. And so once in a while, things get a little backed up. And the customers, and I talked to one just the other day, and she said, there was only one other person in there. Why did my order take so long? And I said, I am so sorry. And I explained to her what it was. And she said, I didn't know that. She said, I'm so glad you explained that to me. And I said, we try and get everybody out as quickly as we can. We absolutely do. And, we try and filter the tickets so the in-person people go first, but it's a juggling act.
Exactly.
It really
because you
is.
never know.
We never know.
If someone's going to come in or someone's going to order online, it's a mystery.
And because every business right now, labor is a big expense for all of us. It's our number one most controllable expense. And so we can't staff up for that occasional 15 Grubhub orders that might come in between 2 walk-in customers. And so, we do the best we can. But yeah, so being patient is a wonderful message. So thank you for that, Audra. But just understand that we are doing the best we can. And it's fair to say, is there something going on that I'm not aware of? If you're a customer, and we can say, I'm sorry, we just got a huge third-party order. We're going to try and get yours through as quick as we can. But so there's a lot of behind-the-scenes things that people aren't necessarily aware of.
And I think that's like with anybody's job,
Yeah,
I mean,
it can be, yeah.
things come up and you just have to kind of,
Right.
work through it.
Exactly.
So, right.
Yep.
Excellent. So we know that we can find you on Orange Grove and River here in Marana, and then on Wetmore
And Oracle.
and Oracle in Tucson.
Southwest corner of
Southwest
Wetmore and
corner.
Oracle.
Okay. How about on like social media, websites?
There is a
stuff like that?
Firehouse, corporate Firehouse page. And if you're a member of our loyalty club, we have a copy of that. We get emails and also text messages. And so there's a lot of ways to stay connected. And if you have any questions at all, you can just contact us at our local Marana restaurant. And we're always happy to talk to people firsthand. We always like to do that.
So what do you get from the local club?
What's that? For
What
the
do you get?
loyalty club?
Loyalty
Oh,
club.
yeah. Well, you get points and you get free food
Oh.
eventually. You get a free birthday sub every year on your birthday, a free birthday sub, and then you build up points based on how much you spend and you get free meals. And people have built up their points and gotten a free platter for catering. Oh, yeah, it's pretty generous. It's pretty generous,
I'm
yeah.
going to have to look into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you come in and the bottom of your receipt, we have a survey. And if you fill out that survey, you can get a free medium drink or you're entered into a $500 drawing.
Nice.
So-
Does anybody here locally one that you know?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I fill out all of those survey
Yeah, good.
things
Well, then you
to
might
try
win.
to win some money.
You'll probably win.
You know,
Yeah.
So. And I had a friend, she's like, oh, yeah, I win stuff all the time. I'm like, I never win anything. But
Yeah. Well, it could
all
happen.
right.
It
Okay.
could happen.
It could happen. Anything else you'd like to share with us today?
Well, I do have one little plug I'll put in for
Please do.
August.
Okay,
The first
August.
Saturday in August is our H2O for Heroes. We're bringing that back. For those of our loyal customers who know, Firehouse, the 7th of August this year is a Saturday. It's the first Saturday. And if you bring in a case of water, 24 or 32 pack of water, you get a free medium sub. And that water, it's called H2O for Heroes. That water is donated locally to fire departments or whoever has an immediate need. We've worked with a food bank in the past. And the reason it's called H2O for Heroes is because we often donate it to fire departments and then they can use it for displaced homeowners or whatever they need. I will say that the Marana location has gone to other beneficiaries because our local fire department has said that Marana is such a generous community, they don't always need it. And so they'll pass it on to whoever does. So that's very generous of them as well. So, and we've donated in the past 950 cases of water in
Wow.
one day, collected in one day.
Oh, where do you guys put all that water?
You'd be surprised. We have to actually move tables and it's stacked in the dining room.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. It's huge. It's really, really fun. And it's one case of water for one sub. And we give you a little ticket and then you get a free medium sub. So if anybody
Nice.
wants to support the local first responders or the local community, whoever needs water, we will be collecting it on August 7th. And that's all day long from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
And those are your store hours?
Those are our store hours. Yep.
Okay. And that's Monday through Friday or Monday through
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. So Saturday, August 7th. And especially this is a good time to be doing it in August because
Of
that's
course.
when a lot of the fires are
course.
happening and
Yep.
that's when it's really hot.
Yep.
So
And we
everyone
didn't
goes
do
through
it-
much water.
We didn't do it last year because of COVID, so we're happy to be able to bring that back this
Yeah,
year.
how fun. Well,
Yeah.
and just have a little party for everyone to
It's a
come
fun
in.
day. Yeah, it's a really fun day.
Well, good. Well, make sure you get that to us so we can get it in our e-newsletter that we
Okay.
send out to our members, and we will see you there. So, Joanne, again, thank you for joining us from Firehouse Subs.
Thank you,
We
Audra.
appreciate you, and look forward to seeing you again soon, I hope.
I hope so too.
Hopefully with the sandwich in my mouth.
Always.
Yeah. Well, and again, thank you to our listeners. Thank you to Anstar Production for recording, editing this for us today. And we look forward to talking to you again soon. Please be safe out there. Take care of one another. Again, remember your patience and remember to shop and buy local. Thank you.